119th Merseyside derby to be played at Goodison Park will probably be the penultimate one of this stadium tonight, and it will be the last involving Jurgen Klopp. He's pinning all of his hopes on his side, picking up where they left off at Fulham on Sunday. 3 points, absolutely crucial in this title race. The Blues will be desperate to play party poopers and in the process go that step closer to securing their own Premier League status. What kind of night are we in for this evening? All of the action either way gets underway at 8 o'clock UK time. We'll bring you live audio commentary as well of every kick on LFC TV and LFC TV Go. The thoughts of two Scouse legends and two firm favourites amongst the Evertonians in Phil Thompson and Sammy Lee on the way shortly. First, though, we can check in with our reporter Rob Jones, who's pitch side with a man who kept goal for both Liverpool and Everton.
Won 2 of 7 games in the past, but has to win tonight, particularly given what Arsenal did yesterday evening.
That's the first question ever that people not ask me about the Frankie Jeffers bust-up.
we'll save that for later.
Start in every interview about the derby. They start about, no, this is a massive. I think it's actually more important for Liverpool at the moment. Of course, it's a 50-50 game. It's the derby game, the biggest game for players and fans of the season, I think. But with the last couple of results, Everton 5 points clear now of the relegation zone. Liverpool really needs it. And Everton are happy with a point, I think. So that's going to be tricky.
That feels a significant thing, doesn't it? That obviously Everton are always desperate to beat Liverpool, particularly here at Goodison, where they've not done so since 2010. But points-wise and in terms of Premier League-wise, it is a more significant night for Liverpool than it is for Everton after they beat Forest on Sunday.
No, definitely. And so all the pressure will be there, but also the way that Everton plays. If they really need the points, they probably would have come out a little bit more. Now they can just sit down, sit back and defend. And like I said, it's going to be difficult for Liverpool to break that down. They have to really put a lot of energy in this game. But it's a derby, so I don't think we'll have to watch a game without any energy tonight.
How significant have the last couple of away performances been? Obviously, the game in Atalanta, it meant Liverpool went out of the competition, but it was a win and a clean sheet and a pretty good performance too at Fulham on Sunday, that they come here with a bit of momentum away from home. Yeah,
I really like especially the Fulham game, and especially the energy as well that the team showed. That was lacking probably against Atalanta and Crystal Palace, maybe. So maybe I think the gaffer said something about maybe it's something snapped during the Man United games for the players, where they didn't get the results that they really deserved, I think. So it's been hard, but then against Fulham, I think I saw the Liverpool again 15 minutes to go. I think it was 2-1 up then, and everybody was closing down, putting high pressure, a lot of energy in, and that's the Liverpool you want to see. And especially now in the last couple of games, we need that energy on the pitch, and we haven't seen that in all of the last couple of games, I think.
There have been times in the past where a draw has been a good result at Goodison Park, but it changed, I guess, by particularly Arsenal last night. Everyone sort of feels they know what to expect from Manchester City, but there is no real option for Liverpool apart from to win tonight.
No, and of course, if you want to win the league, it's not only Man City; it's 2 teams you have to beat, and it's a win-win. It's whatever happens, we can't be happy with a draw, and it will be almost impossible if we draw today of gaining a title.
Of course, we speak to you as someone with more than 100 Liverpool appearances, lest we forget also 2 for Everton, an emergency loan spell, which must be incredibly weird. There have been a few over the years that have crossed the park, but I suspect for every single one, it is quite an odd scenario putting on an Everton shirt.
Yeah, it was a couple of reasons. Of course, you can't do this, what I did. One, Liverpool kicked me out. I never wanted to leave Liverpool, but they made me leave. So I was out. I was at Portsmouth. I was on the bench with Harry Redknapp coming in, and I needed to play. And I was on my way to watch Chelsea play in the Barcelona Champions League game when Moyes phoned me. In all my time I was here, most of my friends are blue noses. I can say blue noses. Mm-hmm. That's quite respectful. So all my Liverpool friends, most of my Liverpool friends were Evertonians for some reason. And Moyes phoned me and says, I really need a goalkeeper. Can you help me? And I was like, yes. I was like, I can play. And then I put down the phone and I was like, oh wait, this is Everton. And I quickly phoned all my mates and they were laughing and they were like, no, this will be great. And honestly, I think everybody believes me when I say I've got more at Liverpool than Everton. But it was one of my best experiences in my life. I really expected here to be like the Liverpool guy they hate. But the first minute I came into the dressing room and the fans, I spoke with Franny Jeffers, of all people, in a podcast a couple of months ago, and he says the minute you put the Everton crest on your shirt, then you're one of us, and that's how I felt as well. So I felt really respected, and yeah, it was a great time. For the Liverpool, it's Liverpool television. I never made them win. So
small sample size.
If that's
and you're strictly a red tonight.
And I must honestly say, normally, if it's okay, it can be a 3-3 for me, but no, not today.
Yeah.
Today we need the points.
All right, more from the former Liverpool and Everton goalkeeper Sander Westerveld very shortly. Back with team news in a bit.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. Still looks $1 million, doesn't he, Sander Westerveld there, with a foot in both camps, a foot with both feet in Liverpool's camps here in the form of Sammy Lee and Phil Thompson as well. And they've all felt massive derbies over the years, but some feel bigger than others, and this definitely falls into that category.
This is the closer we're getting to the end of the season. We have 4 big games away from home, which is testing in itself. We've won 2. We're on to the 3rd one, and this is a massive derby. And Evertonians will know they can damage us greatly. I do think they're probably safe with what they win at the weekend. So they will sit back, they will try and soak it up, and they will make it as hard as they can for us. Don't you worry about that. If they can get a draw out of this, they'll be delighted. I just think we've got to play our own game. We've got to take this to them, and we've got to do our own bit. But it is massive.
How big for you, Sam?
Huge. I think the guys have hit the nail on the head. I think it is bigger for Liverpool tonight than for Everton because of the result that they had against Forest. But as you said before, 2 away wins, you know, hopefully a bit of momentum going into this game. Derbies are always frenetic. They're always frantic. We know what it's going to be. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I would like for us to keep a clean sheet tonight. I say this every time I'm in this studio because I think if we keep a clean sheet, we'll score goals. Everton are going to be difficult, they're going to be dangerous from set pieces.
So
we
you've
know
not
that.
been in the studio for quite a while.
Hey,
oh, mind you, it was on Thursday.
Yeah, you know, it's just exactly apart from the Atalanta game. Just for me, it's one of them where set pieces are going to be crucial, both for and against, and I think we've got to make sure we defend them well because Everton are very, very dangerous at set pieces.
This was massive, wasn't it? The performance was always going to be big, Tomo, but the result more so, and this will fill them with confidence for a game like this.
Do you know what? Again, it was great team selection. Was it what we all thought we all wanted? Jürgen's done that quite a few times, and he got it right again. And every player puts more legs into the side, which seemed to give everybody a boost. And this was a banana skin. This was a banana skin, and how the boys played, how they went sort of through the gears. This would have gone on for another 10 minutes. I'm sure we'd have scored another 2 or 3 goals. We were absolutely rampant at that time.
So energised, Sam, as well, and there was a quick turnaround after Atalanta. They made the decision to stay in northern Italy, you know, a night longer almost to give them a bit more sleep. They were very soon travelling on Saturday. They didn't look like they were jaded in any way.
No, very much so. I think that's where Jürgen has used his squad rotation fantastically well. Even when he has the substitutes when they come on, they nearly always have an impact. I think we're the best at it, is scoring goals from substitutes coming on the pitch. And I think he's used that rotation really well. And as you say, because of the amount of games, because of the game schedule, they needed to make sure that the added a bit of freshness to the team, whether it be with fresh legs. I looked at Gapco, I thought he was fantastic. Harvey Elliott, I thought was excellent, you know. And, you know, Gravenberch came on and started showing exactly why these players are at Liverpool Football Club. So we're going to need that. We're going to need all these players at the top of the game.
Do you think, Samuel, Fulham's always been difficult no matter what? Because I think the games have been quite evenly split. They make it hard. That's the most comfortable. I've seen us down at Fulham for quite a few years now, maybe 4 or 5 years, how we control the game, how we dominate, because they've got skill. They've got a lot of commitment at their place. When Liverpool comes to town, it's there. But we were excellent.
Let's hope they are again tonight. They made 6 changes for the game against Fulham on Sunday. Jurgen Klopp had a nice selection headache heading into tonight's game, or so we thought. Let's find out who he's chosen for tonight's starting 11 and get back to Rob and Sander.
Thanks very much. Welcome back to Goodison Park. Jurgen Klopp rang the changes at Craven Cottage at the weekend. 6 in West London, another 6 this evening. Ibrahima Konate comes back into the Liverpool defence. Once again, it's a full change in midfield with Szoboszlai, Jones and McAllister all starting. Mo Salah back amongst the Liverpool front 3, as is Darwin Núñez. So let's take you through the Liverpool team in full. Alisson will keep goal. He's kept 7 clean sheets in 9 games against Everton. It's a back 4. Trent Alexander-Arnold completed something of a double against Fulham at the weekend with that brilliant free kick. He scored in both fixtures against them this season. Van Dijk, Konate and Robertson, the rest of the defence. A midfield 3 of Jones, Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister, who scored 3 goals against Everton, more than he has against any other club. Then a front 3, Mo Salah, who'll look to become the first man since Dixie Dean in 1933 to score 2 or more in a game in a Merseyside derby. And then Núñez and Diaz. No Cody Gakpo amongst the substitutes tonight, but the likes of Gravenberch and Harvey Elliott are in reserve. It's 2 changes for Everton from the side that started the victory against Nottingham Forest here at the weekend. 1 in defence as Ben Godfrey replaces Ashley Young. The other comes in midfield. James Garner into the side for Everton in place of Andre Gomez. So Jordan Pickford in goal. Only David Raya has kept more Premier League clean sheets than him this season. A back 4 of Godfrey at right back. It'll be the captain James Tarkowski. A 50th Everton appearance for Jared Branthwaite and Vitaly Mikalenko. Just in front of them, Idrissa Gueye got a crucial goal against Forest at the weekend. And then it's Harrison, James Garner, Andre Gomez and Dwight McNeil. Dominic Calvert-Lewin was rated as 50-50 for this game. Well, he has made it, but he's got just 1 goal in 13 Merseyside derbies. So lots to pick through there. Did you expect there to be as many changes, Sander, as there were on Sunday from the manager?
Well, I think a couple of weeks ago, Jurgen said in a press conference that he's picking the fittest team. Like, he sees during the week how fit everybody is, and he takes them out already before they even know they are tired. So I think he just picks the fittest team. Otherwise, because I'm really happy with Gakpo at the moment and the energy he gave, and especially at the Fulham game, which gave me a lot of confidence for this game. And then he's on the bench again. So he just, well, always tactically, but he makes a lot of chances and he keeps everybody fit and keeps everybody involved as well. So if you play every game with the same 11, the other one just, well, they don't bother anymore maybe, but everybody's involved, everybody's important, and it's a massive game. And the good thing is they're on the bench, so if it doesn't work, then we can quickly change something in the second half and put a couple of good players in, and we have a different team.
The midfield is the interesting area, and I guess the changes made tonight means that Alexis McAllister will play in that slightly deeper position, which reflects, I guess, how much of the ball you would expect Liverpool to have.
Yeah, and I think we talked about it before. I think this is a game where Everton, from the very first minute, will try to waste time and play very defensively. With they will just sit back and give Liverpool the ball, and then we'll just have to find a gap and a space with the creativity we have at the moment. To find that goal, and important it is to find that first goal very quickly. If you score in the very first, in the 15 minutes. Then the whole game changes. They have to change their game tactics, and Liverpool can play maybe on the counter with Núñez as well. So we have different styles we can use. So it will be interesting to see how the first 50 minutes.
Such a setback not to have Diogo Jota for a couple of weeks, because in these tense, tight games towards the end of the season, he is the most lethal of finishers. His shot conversion is the best amongst the Liverpool forwards. A real big miss, and it's been such an injury-interrupted season for him.
It is, and it's very unfortunate. And it's one of those players like, okay, we got Núñez, so we can play on a counter. We got Salah, he can dribble. We have Diaz, we have dribble. Gakpo in the 18-yard boxes is also very well. It's not like Jota is in the box. It's like I almost wanted to say it's almost like a little Robbie Fowler, but I think this. No, Robbie was better. But I mean, in the box, he's one of those players that need little space and little chances. Like you said before, he needs only a couple of chances to score goals. And that's what you need in big games as well. And especially when you're in the 16, when you don't have a lot of space, when it's going to be very tight. And so it's a big blow for me, and especially in a game like this, that Jota's not involved. But we still have a couple of other chances.
Yeah, and the thing about the rotation and the changes, obviously it is partly to do with freshness, but someone like Mo Salah, who was left on the bench on Sunday, 5 in his last 5 derbies, you would expect him to come roaring back tonight with what he might feel is a little bit of a point to prove in some way.
Yeah, and if you want to give players like him rest, you do that in smaller between brackets games, like your Crystal Palace, like the Fulhams. But this is a game where you need your best squad. And I think, Jurgen chose the best squad for probably, I think the biggest one of the last. Well, we played Tottenham, but it's a massive game, probably the biggest one. We really need to win, and then you need Salah, and Salah will be up for it. He had some rest. He will be fit, and he will be really eager to score in a. Well, I'm not sure if it's his last derby, but hopefully not. But especially in this derby.
Sander, thank you very much indeed for the moment. We've talked about the midfield and the forwards there. We'll be back a little bit later to focus on Sander's area of expertise, the 2 goalkeepers tonight.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. And the lads were just marvelling in the studio there about the strength of Sander Westerveld's kick. Do you remember that? Half volley.
Do you know, half volley? But he was absolutely terrific. And it was before all this sort of, the keepers could pass it out from the back. But Sander, when we had Emil Heskey, if you wanted to kick it from the back, he was so perfect with all his kicks. He was the best striker of the ball that I'd seen for a long time.
And let's take a look at the team then, just to recap if you are just joining us at the moment as well. Another 6 changes to that Liverpool team for tonight. We hear an awful lot, don't we, from Jurgen Klopp about fresh legs, fresh minds. And perhaps that is the reason for this tonight. Also to clue you in on the fact that there's no Cody Gakpo tonight. His partner's due to give birth, so he misses that game for tonight. So a return for Ibrahima Konate in the heart of Liverpool's defence. Other than that, the back 4-5 is the same. Soboslai back in as well. Who plays in that 6? Is it Curtis Jones or is it Alexis McAllister? We'll wait and see on that one. And also Mohamed Salah restored to that starting 11 for Liverpool tonight. Big blow, Jota not being in the team, and probably there's never a good time to lose him at any point in the season. But this game seemed perfect for him tonight.
I think it's a massive miss. I mean, the stats will tell you he's the best scoring striker with 24% of his shots ends up as goals. I have to say some of his conversion rates is second in the Premier League. Only Isaac is better than him, so he's going to be a big miss for us. He really is, and for a relatively short guy, he's fantastic in the air. His timing of the jumps is terrific, and he always pops up with a goal, and it's a huge miss for us.
I love his attitude, Sam. I think he's we say about Darwin and everything. He's a bit more controlled, Diogo, with his sort of passion for the games and what it does, and he brings it to light. He never gives anybody a rest. He is better at the closing down, the high press, than Darwin, but we've just been delighted that he's just come back from his injury, and now he's going to be out for another 2 weeks. Is it a hamstring? It's a hip.
It's a hip injury. Yeah. You wouldn't like to play against him, would you?
Oh no, absolutely. The size of him, he always gets in between the sort of centre backs or between the full back and the centre back. And say it's his positioning and his timing is excellent.
I think, Peter, if you ask it's the strength of the guy. If you ask any opposition defenders who you'd like to play against and who you wouldn't like to play against, they wouldn't want to play against Jota. Only this for that reason. But I do agree with Phil. Maybe Jota is a little bit more controlled in his aggression, but I think both of them still give us an awful lot, and that's why the fans love the both of them.
Do you know what I think he does when it's in and around the box? A little bit like Suarez. I always used to think he played 1-2 off people's shins. Done it on purpose. Diogo's just like that. He takes a chance.
He's a fox in the box.
Yeah, and he goes and he runs between people. And if this comes out, they're not going to score from the edge of their box. But if this falls for me, and he does it time and time again, he's excellent at it.
It's not luck. Do you imagine it's not luck? It really is, as you say, snapshots, very little drawback on it, and the keeper can't get time to set up. So in and around the box, he's lethal. Just to add to what we're saying, he's going to be a massive miss for us tonight.
Not thought to be too serious. It's not as serious a hip injury as yours, Tomo, so hopefully back.
Not mine. Can we talk about mine?
You can talk about whatever you want.
Have you got enough time? I'm making a recovery.
It could be a Netflix series. His injuries.
It's a newer hip than Diogo Jota's, I think it's safe to say.
Hip-hop.
With your knowledge of what strikers are like, they're very different, aren't they? There might be a little bit of frustration from the likes of Mo Salah and Nunes that they've maybe not played as much as they wanted to in the last couple of games. Could that be advantageous tonight? They come in renewed, fresh, and wanting maybe to prove a point even.
I do, and we've had a look of tiredness since the 4-3 game against Manchester United, and I think playing the extra time, taking so much out of them emotionally, physically in that game, and to come out of it losing was just devastating. So I think that's affected us more than what people can think. And I don't think that confidence-wise has kicked in yet. Even as though we had a good win against Fulham, I'm still looking to see that come back. Things that get done naturally and with confidence. And I think we'll see that with these games that are coming. This is a perfect game for it. Is you know what's going to happen. They're going to come at us. They're going to make life difficult. And I think those lads now will go, this is made for me. Mo's record against Everton is terrific.
I think this is the psychological element more than anything. I really do, because as you said, with that comes the confidence. If you're not confident, you feel tired, you know. And I think it was the way we lost against Manchester United when we dominated the game. We should have scored goals. We had a number of times we had 4v3s, 5v4s, and we weren't clinical enough. I think it's the psychological element which is affecting us. So hopefully, after the great win against Fulham, we can get that back, start restoring it, and I think you'll see the freshness in the legs, because it all comes from the mind, in my opinion.
And we have big game players, don't we? And Mo Salah, as we're seeing here, history against Everton. He likes these games.
Yeah, don't they all? Yeah, and again, I think that's why Sander said he's a big game player, Mo. You know, and people have been criticising him of late, but I have to say to you, you know full well, there's no way that you wouldn't start Mo Salah in a derby game. I mean, you need goals.
You're just seeing that, like, sort of 5v2. Sort of against them. We had that against Manchester United all the time, and it's making the right choice at the right time. And we will have chances tonight if we go one. Certainly, hopefully we can go 2-0 up. They have to do something. They can't stay and sit back for the whole 90 minutes once we get ahead.
We've been crying it in next door as well. It's time to say goodbye to those of you that are watching on social media, though. Build-up does continue on LFC TV and LFC TV Go after the break. You can join us there by becoming a subscriber. Details of how to sign up are online at liverpoolfc.com/watch. And still to come before kick-off here, we'll bring you the thoughts of both managers and a sit-down chat with Curtis Jones as well. There's live audio commentary, like the old days on the radio, from 8 o'clock with Steve Hunter and with Tomo. And then after the game, Gary Gillespie will join Sammy and myself for the Matchday reaction as well. That show will also be available as a podcast later on as well. And at midnight, the full match will be shown on LFC TV and LFC TV Go. Do look out for Inside, which will land on the club's official Facebook and YouTube pages at midnight on Thursday. That's all of the best behind-the-scenes footage of tonight's events as well. Merseyside Derby number 244 awaits you. And Liverpool looking to extend their 12-match unbeaten run at Goodison Park. We're back here in a couple of minutes in the studio.
It's about where your dad went. It's about where your grandfather went. It's about a build-up over the years.